Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and yet another Inktober design is we're going to look back at some that we've done earlier. This one is High Seas, and it's by Anita Ruby, or Oil City Anita is what she calls herself. And I loved High Seas when I did it originally. It's a great one. I love doing it in the round, and a large round and a small round. So I'm going to demonstrate High Seas in the round and in the square on a little bijou tile and on one of my new little round tiles. So we're going to start out, and I really like to have a border, and you can do your border with pencil, or you can do your border with pen. I think on this blue one I did it with a pen. And we're just going to divide it off in quarters so that we have 4 sections. And then I like to come back and kind of give myself a reference point with a little dot in the middle of each one of those quarters so that I can do the little scallop. And I'm going to do a little scallop. That comes around. My little scallop comes all the way around, and so if you were to do this in a square, you could, I'll show you how you do it in a square, but let's do it in the circle first. Then you draw a line down from the center, and then you echo that line, but you come right down into that point, and then a line straight down, and you just repeat that, and we do it again on this side. And you get this beautiful little design. Again, we come down from the center, and we go from the center out to that corner, then down from the center, angling out a little bit, out from that, and you just repeat this beautiful little tangle. And the prompt for this Inktober design was spell, and as I did this, I thought this has kind of a little web looking, or I'm a librarian, and I thought it kind of had a little book, opened book. Maybe this is your spell book. I just thought this great kind of design for October. Now our last one, draw a line down the center, come from the center out, the center down. You always work from the center of that tangle to the, or that square, out. Isn't that a beautiful little tangle? Okay, now I'm going to repeat it on a square tile, and this time I'm just going to do my border in ink. So I'm just going to put a border around this outside of this little bijou tile, and then I'm going to divide it in half, and then in half again, so that I have 4 squares. And I'm going to work clockwise. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to draw my arch that comes down to this point, and then my line down the center. And then again I'm going to work out and down the center. Out. Then I'm going to do the same on this one. I'm going to come down, out, then I'm going to turn, so I do a counterclockwise or a 90 degrees, and I'm going to put my arches in my line. And you can see, I just think that this high C tangle is just spellbinding. Easy and yet absolutely stunning when you're done. This is a remake of an earlier tangle, and I just have a better angle on my camera, and so I looked at some of my old videos and thought I need to do one with a little better angle on the camera so you can see the tip of the pen. When you can see the tip of that pen, it does help you visualize how this tangle goes. And there we have high C in a square. And you can see how just mesmerizing and spellbinding this is. I did a couple of things. On this outside edge, you can, I love circles. So you can put circles around the outside edge just to fill in that little space, or little orbs. And then you can blacken that in so you have that little bit of drama that you really need in your tangles. Always make those orbs so that they touch each other, so they're nestled in, they're not just standing. You want it to touch that line above. It gives a better look to your orbs. Almost like little peas squished in their pea pod. And we can use a little graphite and give it some depth from the center. That's a fun way to shade it. Or it can be shaded with just, I really like to shade just this part. Didn't have very much graphite in my pen, so I'm just putting my shading stump. I'm just putting a little graphite down here in the bottom, and take my shading stump and blend this up to that kind of the folds of that book shape that's kind of open. I just think this is a really beautiful little tangle. Nice to kind of get a remake so you can see it a little bit better. It's fun done on a cream colored. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. New videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And look at Inktober, the official prop list for 2018. I'll put a link in the description below so you can find it and see what you can do and post for Inktober. Thanks for watching and have a great day.